Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you want to start the recording or you wanted to wait, Dominic?
Oh, I started it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Okay, well, it is 10:01, so we are going to go ahead and get started so we can be on time. Welcome to Creating Digital Escape Rooms with Forms. My name is Dominique Harbor, and I have my partner here, Mr. James Wilborn.
Hello.
Here is our agenda for today. So we'll start with just a brief introduction. Then we'll do a digital escape room experience. So we will allow you all to experience an escape room that we created. So you'll act as the student. And then we'll just kind of have some discussion around that. Then we'll actually go through a tutorial on how to create your escape room using Google Forms. We'll take questions and answers, and then we'll give you some time. So if you want to hang around after and get started on actually creating a room, we'll hang around for a little bit and help you with any questions or support you may need in doing so. Okay, and again, my name is Dominique Harbor. I am an educational technology specialist for APS. I service all elementary schools. I have Ava Junior, which is our new virtual academy for elementary students, Brandon, both campuses, in Kimberly Elementary.
Yes, good morning. And my name is James Wilborn. I'm also an educational technology specialist, serving all elementary schools as well. And I service Finch, West Manor, Tag Academy, and Peyton Forest Elementary.
And if you all just want to give a brief introduction of who you are, if you're instructional, and I think we had some people register that were on district level, but just give us a brief introduction and maybe what you plan on using the digital escape room for.
Hi, I'm Joanne Wyckoff. I'm the content specialist for ELA. So I work in curriculum and instruction. This intrigued me because it will also kind of give me an opportunity to engage people with professional learning, which is a big piece of my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be here.
All right.
I'm Amarius Reed. I'm K-5 math content specialist. And I actually had an experience with a virtual escape room via Google Forms with a colleague, co-taught math endorsement, and we used one for a session. And obviously she knew how to create it, and I was like, oh, I got to know this. So when I saw it in the summer catalog, I was like, finally, I get to make my own. So I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. Oh, Miss
Kaiser.
Miss Kaiser, you're on mute. Sorry.
All right. I'm Diane Kaiser. I teach 7th grade science. And I'll plan to use it like for quizzes. And we have an escape room that my colleague just totally different. It's not on Google. The kids really love it. It's really engaging. And so we get an opportunity to create something a little less involved in those escape rooms that we could use for like quizzes.
Awesome.
We are glad that you all joined us, and we know that you'll be able to take away some good stuff today to use in different avenues. So in the classroom, as well as Ms. Wyckoff said, in for professional learning.
Right, CNI, right, exactly.
Okay, so my music will probably start right as I'm getting into this, but I am going to actually drop this link to this presentation into the chat momentarily. What you're going to do is you're going to click where it says here, and that will take you to the digital escape room. I'm going to put, since it's only 3 of us today, 3 of you all today, I'm going to put you in a breakout room and give you about 7 minutes to try to escape the digital escape room.
7 minutes.
So
we do have another person.
Okay, so actually, since we have 4 people now. I'm going to have you, I'm going to have you all do teams of 2. So I'll put 2 people in a breakout room and 2 people in another breakout room.
Right.
In the digital escape room, it'll ask you for either your name or / team name, and you can just put the name of your breakout room. So it'll, I think, say breakout room A or 1, whatever your breakout room is labeled, you can put that as your team name. Good morning, Mrs. Morgan. Oh, I think she's still connecting to audio.
Oh, yeah, still connected. Oh, yeah, all right. We have another person, Lynn Jefferson Salter.
Good morning for those who are just joining us.
Good morning.
I am going to this link in the chat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For those of you just joining, I am actually about to put you all in breakout rooms so that you can try to escape the digital escape room that we've created. So you all will be in teams. So whoever is in your breakout room is who you will work with. We'll give you guys about 7 to 10 minutes to try to escape the room. So if you click on that presentation that I put in the chat on the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4th slide, where it says click here to get started, you'll click there to get to the digital escape room.
Yay! It was a good experience.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
You got really close.
Had one team able to, I think breakout room 1 was able to escape, but we would love for you all to just share your experience as a student in the escape room.
It was a lot of fun. And of course, you know, the math content specialist is very happy because this is a great way to engage with contextual problems. Yeah, this is fun. And attending to precision, because you have to be precise in your answers during escape room. So whether it's capitalization or the way you write your numbers, whether it's word form or standard form. So I can see so many ways you can go with this.
And as I mentioned before, this is a great opportunity to kind of like increase engagement when you are doing a professional learning, because oftentimes we're like a turn and talk or just jot something in the chat. This will definitely kind of increase that engagement and, you know, attentiveness in PL.
Absolutely.
I agree. I like the teamwork. I'm a social worker, so I was happy to have 2 teachers in my group. I was able to kind of help me. So it allowed all of us to really highlight, you know, each one of our strengths within the group. It was really fun.
Awesome.
And I will say this, I'm so happy that I had the math specialist with me. I'm the ELA specialist. So the math specialist gave me a quick lesson on perimeter, because I was like, I don't remember that.
Right.
So that was good.
Awesome.
All right. Anyone else before we move on? I think we got pretty much everyone. But yes, we're glad that you all enjoyed your student experience. And you all brought up some good points. Having to really pay attention, having to be precise in your answers. And of course, we chose math, but this can be done with any subject, any skill, content area, standard. And it's a great way, as Mrs. Wyckoff said, to keep students, adults, anyone engaged in any kind of content that you're either trying to deliver or have students review, just to see, you know, mastery.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me share my screen again. So before we go into the actual tutorial, we just want to give you a few tips to think about before you actually start to create your digital escape room.
Yeah, so first thing is what we did, let's just go off of what we did. We started with a skill, a standard. I think that's where everyone should start. Think about a standard that you want to recreate into a digital escape room. You could take an old quiz. You could take, this could be something you use at the end of a culminating lesson, end of a unit, things like that. But we try to start with what skill do we have in mind? What do we want them to accomplish? If it's math, okay, what about math? Area and perimeter, as you saw, addition and subtraction, division, multiplication. It could have been science. It could have been science. It could have been talking about the anatomy of something. It could have been social studies, dealing with world maps and historical figures. So always try to start with a standard, a skill, or a content area.
And for those, I'm gonna jump in real quick, sorry, that are non-instructional. So you may just have an objective that you want your participants to achieve after they complete the digital escape room.
Yeah, absolutely. But then also the next thing about a theme or a problem, thinking about, making it fun, making it creative. As we know, even with adults, if you don't bring that energy, you kind of lose the crowd. So making it creative, as you saw, came up with a story about a leprechaun. It could have been anything, but creativity always seems to engage people with creativity. So choosing a theme and choosing problems such as, okay, what do we want them to accomplish? Do we want them to do a worksheet of matching? You could upload the worksheet and have them do a matching activity. You can do, number locks and word text. What do you want them to accomplish with the problem? And then deciding how students will arrive at those clues, as well as just speaking about with those locks. What do you want them to do? You want them to decode, as you saw in the digital escape room. Do you want them just to have a simple multiple choice? I kind of shy away from multiple choice only because they can just guess. They can just guess. But as you saw, you had to work together to get that actual answer. And that's what we're after. It's all about rigor and increasing our students' mindset. And then at the end, of course, you want to have some type of incentive to some degree, even with adults. Adults love incentives. It can, whatever it could be. For our district people, I don't know if we could do extra 30-minute lunch break. I don't know. Or get to park on the first floor. I don't know, whatever you could do. But to know the incentive also helps with the engagement piece as well. And having a timer is another tip. Having a timer also increases engagement, because if you don't have a timer, I've come to find out students and adults as well, they kind of just, go with the flow. But when you have a timer, it puts the intensity on it, because you want to be the first ones done.
Yes. So now we'll actually go into the tutorial piece. So I actually have the Google form pulled up here. And we're just going to talk about how we created this all within Google Forms, but we also use Google Slides to create our images. So as James was saying, when you choose your theme, a great way to kind of, especially if working with kids and younger kids, to kind of get that initial engagement visual. So create some engaging, fun visuals. And so we did all of our visuals actually in Google Slides. So we use the insert picture, image, search the web right within Google Slides.
Right.
And so we found a leprechaun, we found pot of gold, we inserted some word art here. And I actually found this also within the Google image search. I typed in, I think, Clover background. And so I made this the background for all the images we created to put on Google Forms. Mm-hmm. So here we made our header, and then we made our clues on this slide. And we just, brought in again some pictures to help make it fun. We got a little dabbing leprechaun here, and we made a coder. And so after we created these images, all we did was take screenshots. So I used the snip tool on my computer, took a screenshot, and then saved it as an image and inserted that into our Google form.
Right.
How we got, and it's easier because with our problems, we were able to put all of our problems onto one image. So that makes it a little bit easier. And then the same thing with the decoder. And so we're just inserting these images into our Google Forms, inserting our problems right there, as opposed to making each one of these an individual question within Google Forms. So we created our header here, and here's where we just kind of gave our little story of, you know, what the mission was going to be for this escape room. So what you're trying to help our leprechaun do, which is find his pot of gold, and created a little fun visual here. And so you do want to make sure that you include for them to either put their name, or if you're having them work in teams, their team name, so that you can collect, you can know, you know, who was able to escape first or escape at all. And so after we created that first page, we went ahead and did sections. So each section was an escape room. So, well, a room, so to speak, that you had to break out of. And so for the first one, we just put our instructions here. So you do want to make sure, because typically you won't really be giving them any verbal instructions. So you just want to make sure you're very detailed here on what it is that you want them to do. So I made sure that I let you know, okay, you're going to get your answers, but after that, you have to then decode and find the letters and then unscramble. So you just want to make sure that they are very clear on what it is they have to do to actually escape each room. And so this is the probably the most important piece in your escape room, is creating the question where they have to actually type in the clue. So in doing that, I created a short answer question. I added a question to my form. I made it short answer. And if I come, you also want to make sure that all your questions are required. If I come down here to these three dots, you have something called response validation, and you'll want to check that. And so what that does is it allows me to say, hey, this answer must be this word, and however I put it. So it is case sensitive, which is why I make sure to say type your answer in lowercase letters. So exactly how you type it in this section is what they must enter in order to move on to the next section. And so here I can put just a phrase, or I inserted a little emoji there for if they don't get it correct. So I just put try again. Depending on your escape room, you may want to give them a hint if they don't get it on the first try. Okay, oops, that's not right, but here's a little hint. And so with the response validation, I chose text. So you have the option of doing numbers. So if you are doing any kind of escape room, but you want your answers to be maybe a code, you know, in a physical escape room, you have to crack a code. So if you make it where they have to have a code, then you would choose number. And then you have these options, greater than or equal to, all of these options that will validate what their response is.
Right.
So for text, you have the option of contains, doesn't contain, which I wouldn't use because that wouldn't really work well in this. Email, you probably won't use that, but URL. So maybe if you are having your students or participants, adults, what was that? A web quest. Maybe you have a web quest and they have to go find a certain website that contains you know, some information, but there's this specific website that you want them to find. You can select URL and they have to go and find that website and type the URL in here. You have quite a few different options as far as when it comes to the response validation. You also have length, which again wouldn't probably work all that well for an escape room. But you also have what's called regular expression, which can get very, very complicated, I guess I can say. So probably something you would start off with, but once you get comfortable with creating an escape room and you kind of want to take it to the next level, these are examples of different expressions that you can put within that piece to have them type what you want. So for example, if you put a dot, D dot, then they will be able to enter all of these phrases, and that would allow them to move on to the next section. But then it gives examples of what they could not put. So they couldn't put anything that didn't start with a D.
Right.
If you start with a D and follows whatever, they can put that and be able to move on. So maybe for younger kids, rhyming words, that could be something. Maybe you say, hey, put in a word that rhymes with, but starts with, a certain letter. So again, this is regular, is it regular expression?
Yeah, regular expression for the advanced. Digital escape people. If you're one of those people, then definitely take a look at regular expression.
So that's another option. But for this one, we use text and I got rid of my little emojis, and contains the word follow. So that's the key to making sure that they type exactly what you want them to type, that clue, in order for them to move on to the next section. And so once you all typed in that first clue, follow, you then moved on to the next section, which for us was just a congratulations, you're one step closer to helping Leprechaun find his pot of gold. And so this isn't necessarily something that you have to do. You may want to just have them move on to the next section. When we did this, we chose like a third grade standard. So we wanted to make ours, appealing to third graders. So again, visuals.
And that's another thing to remember. Know your audience when you're doing the digital escape room. And yes, you can put it in the GIF. You can put a GIF in the GIF. You can put a GIF in the form. Yes.
So actually, I had a GIF at the end. Once you escaped and you saw those little leprechaun dancing at the end.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yes, you can. So that was the next section. But if you wanted to, your next section, you could have combined these two. So you could have said, congrats, hey, you're one step closer. And then your next clue could have been here. But we actually made it a different section. And so again, I just, for the most part where I could, I duplicated these sections. So I think the wording here for this escape room was a bit different, but I copied and pasted and then just went and edited whatever I needed to change. So that's another advantage.
Right, and to piggyback off of Dominique, so it might be very imperative and important to create a template of your digital escape room, something you could just go back to and reuse every time.
Keep editing, yes.
Yeah, keep editing, yeah.
Yeah, so I would also, like he said, suggest maybe even making a copy. Whenever you create that first digital escape room, make a copy just to have, so that you can go back to, like he said, and use that as your template when you create more.
Right.
You aren't starting, from scratch. So here we just did the same thing. We made more clues, we made another decoder, and again, they had to enter in the text "the" in order to, yes, I will, in order to move on to the next section. And so basically that is the gist of creating the digital escape room. We did add in a little extra feature, which you could also use within your escape form if you want to use it as a clue. So I'll let James talk a little bit more about this, but Jigsaw Planet, once you all found the 3 clues, you were asked to go to this link and you had to create or solve a puzzle, that revealed the whole phrase, follow the rainbow. But that's also an option that you can use as one of your clues. So you can have them have to kind of, once they answer whatever questions, have to go and solve that puzzle in order to reveal that clue. Or that could be the clue. If you have a picture of, let's say you're studying a figure, in American history, you can have a picture of that person with their name above it, and they have to solve that puzzle to find out who it is. But I will let James tell you about Jigsaw Planet.
Well, yeah, I will say this though: if you're looking for something that you can just put together in 10 minutes, this is not it. And I don't mean to be rude about that, but this took maybe, once you know what you want to do, your skill, your standard, and what kind of clues you want to do, it probably took at the least an hour and a half. that's with two people who kind of knew, what they wanted to do. So if you're starting from scratch and you're trying to figure it out, allow yourself at least, an hour or two, because you want to make sure that it's done with fidelity and,
I will say this, though, because I'm extra, so I'm the one who wanted graphics and the gist and all that.
That's facts. Yeah.
But in our last session, we had a teacher and she wasn't as extra as me. And during our play day session, she was able to create her whole escape room. Granted, it was for younger kids and it was very simple. So I would say start off small.
Right.
Small. You don't have to even start with, 3 clues like we did. You can maybe just do 1 just to help you get the gist of it. Even your students, this may be something that is new to them also. So introducing it in short segments and then increasing, as the more they do these escape rooms.
Right. And even with adults, like you're feeling the room out. Like you're trying to get a feel of how people work together or who can work with who, things like that. So if I need to put them in heterogeneous groups, or do I need to, group them a different type of way? But I don't know. They didn't want to get to the jigsaw clue. I don't know. For the response.
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ms. Reed.
And we bookmarked that puzzle page, by the way, because I didn't know about that. So that was pretty awesome.
Oh, awesome. So the Jigsaw Planet website. Dominique, should I just share my screen?
Yes.
Do that. Okay. I'll do that. So the Jigsaw Planet. So what I did was you can create your own, you could actually create an account. It's a free account. There's no like trial run or anything. When I go to Jigsaw Planet, they already have little puzzles that you could try with your kids or with adults if you want to. But if you want to make your own, you could just sign up. But since I already have one, I'm gonna go ahead and sign in. And what I did was, like Dominic said earlier, we created the picture in Google Slides. Now if you can find the picture, that's fine. If you want to create it in Google Docs, or if you have the picture anywhere else, that's totally fine as well. But what I did was I went to create. And when I went to create, I'm uploading the picture that I want to be a puzzle. So let's go with, oh no, I need a picture. I'll do my dad. Let's do my dad. So, my dad's a minister, so hopefully no one's offended by that. But I have the picture, and then I can name it if I want to. Or one of the cool things is I can name how many pieces I want. So I can make it as easy, just do 4 pieces, or make it as hard as 300 pieces if you really need to have a block of time. So let's say I'll do 4. And then you can choose your different little shape pieces for your puzzle. And then you can do rotation. Now I have not tried rotation, but it says here it makes the puzzle more difficult. And then you just literally click create. Oh, I'm sorry, I put a name. I do apologize. Put create, and then it makes the puzzle. So then you are essentially making the puzzle. But what you can do is, I'm not really good at puzzles, but they always say start on the outside. Makes it easy. So when you finish, I like to make a game out of it. See how many seconds it took. But what you can do is you can share this. And that's what I did with the Google form. And the way you share it is you come up here to where it says share, and you click email. And when you click email, you just copy that link right there. And when you copy that link, you put it back in the Google form. I think Dominique, you showed them that, correct? What the link was. So you copy that link, you go back to your Google form where you have added a question, and then you simply just paste it. And then it becomes live when you send out the Google form, and then they go right there. And that's pretty much,
Also make sure, I know before you said not to have them actually solve the puzzle, because whatever you do to the puzzle, it's going to share like what you've done, right?
oh yeah. So if you're going to share this link, make sure the puzzle is broken up. If not, then they'll see it's already put together and like, oh, I know the answer. But then what I love about it also is that it keeps all of your puzzles. So I have all of these different puzzles that I've tried to use, and there's the leprechaun one. There's the one, and you see I already started this one. So if I share this, then it's gonna come just like this, already put together like that. So just a little, little creative way to keep the kids engaged. And like Dominique said, you can put a historical figure or anything in here. Maybe the clue could be a riddle. The question could be a riddle, and they have the link there. And when they click the link, they solve the riddle by putting this puzzle together. And like, who am I? Like, who am I? I am the 44th president of the United States. You click that link, they put it together, and then they go back to the form and type in the answer. So it's just another creative way that you can engage students or adults.
And also, again, I always suggest using Google Slides if you want to place words over the image. So like what we did for ours, we found that image of the rainbow on the pot of gold. And then we just, I think we put it in Google Slides and put the words follow the rainbow over it, and then a screenshot of that. So that's the way that you can create customizable images for the puzzle, or, again, for the Google form.
Absolutely.
I think I covered everything. I don't think I missed anything. But are there any questions about any of what we went over in actually creating your escape room within Google Forms? Okay. Oh, and also, there are some people that create an escape room using Google Sites.
Dominique, the link was denied. Access was denied.
What?
Ms. Reed said access denied for the link.
To the one that you said we could copy, yeah.
The copy of.
So it didn't say force you to make a copy?
No, it just said request for access.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, you want to keep going, Dominique? I could work on it.
Oh, yeah. Can you? Because I didn't change anything from Monday, so I don't know.
Okay.
When I click on it, it for me it says make a copy.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about digital. Oh, I forgot.
Google Sites.
Google Sites. Yeah. So some people actually create this whole experience in Google Sites using Google Sites. So they'll put like their clues and maybe link it there. The only downfall we found to that was couldn't create. So what they would do is, let's say, create a Google site, create their clues, and then you can embed a Google form into the site. But there wasn't a way to kind of move to a different escape room. So they kind of had all of their clues on one page on the form. So, which is why I prefer to use Google Forms, just because I can create those different actual like rooms in a sense. So once I get this clue, now I can move on and try to find the next clue. Where within Google Sites, they had kind of all their clues on one page, and they had to just find all the clues, and that was how they escaped the room, find them all at one time, as opposed to going, in a particular order. Another idea.
And you can also use videos in your Google form as well.
Oh, yes.
You could definitely use videos. Like I made a comment Monday about I had a teacher to use personification. So she found a video of one of the kids' artists' favorite rap artists or poets or something like that. And you could trim it. She trimmed it to where she wanted them to really focus on. And they had to listen to it and then answer the clue. So just another way you can use videos as well to embed into your Google form for your digital escape room.
I've also experienced an escape room through OneNote, because you set the answers as the passwords for each of your pages. That was one way that I've experienced the escape room too, virtually.
Yes.
Miss Reed.
Fixed it, so it should work. That link should work now. Someone on Monday also asked about audio. So I think we had a school counselor, I believe.
Yes.
She had created a Bitmoji classroom.
Well, no, she was a social worker.
Social worker, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. She wanted to, she had already created her Bitmoji classroom. So she kind of wanted to link her escape room to that. So what she wanted to do was create well, first she said video, but I told her you can actually just create an audio file. So in Google Slides, you can insert audio. You would just need to record the audio yourself. So let's say if you want to be the one, your voice giving the clue. So maybe you have a picture of your Bitmoji or whatever the case may be. They can click on it and you can link that audio to that picture once they click on it. So it may be you giving them the clue, what thing to do in order to get the clue. It may be your voice. But you can also do that with the video as well. My suggestion would be to link a YouTube video if you want to have a song. So we had someone ask about using a song. And I would just find that song on YouTube and then link that or take that YouTube link and put that in Google Forms. So if you're wanting to add different types of audio or even video, you can also do that. You can have a video clue where you're actually talking and giving them, the clue, what it is, what problems you want them to solve, or if it's a riddle, or you want them you're giving them clues about this historical figure that you want them to guess. So those are all different options. Like what you can do with this, honestly, is limitless. Like there's so much that you can do when creating these escape rooms and what you can insert into them.
It's a good way, I think, also to get people to get to know each other, as you guys have found out. Strengths and weaknesses are a good team building thing. I know we're about to come into a new year and possibly work with people that we don't really know. So if you have the opportunity to create a game or create some type of activity to get to know each other, this might be an option for you. To get people to get to talking. That's what I really love about the digital escape room, is getting students and people in general just to converse and talk, because so many times, we all like to work by ourselves. I know we have some people that are like that, but it also helps when you're not forced, but you're in a group and you have to talk to each other to get the answer. Even if you don't know, you could just sit there and listen to the others talk and then kind of, play hopscotch and when I'm gonna get in and help out. So I love working with people. So I think that's probably why I like it.
It also provides the option or the opportunity for peer tutoring. So I think, I know on Monday we had someone that was kind of struggling with some of those math problems that she had a math teacher in there that kind of helped her. Even today, I think someone said they needed help because they couldn't remember how to find the perimeter. So it also presents opportunities for, if you put students within, in teams, that peer tutoring, like, hey, remember, this is how you find the perimeter. Let's go ahead and find the perimeter now. And then also you can differentiate. So think about creating escape rooms for different levels. So you may have advanced learners and they may need an escape room that's a little more, intense,
right.
Rigorous. You can create different, using that same template, just again, make a copy, and then create different levels for those escape rooms to fit the needs of your students. Someone asked how to make a gym. So
can you show them how to do that?
You would have to actually find it on the web, is what I did. I found found the GIF on the web, and then saved it and inserted it as an image. Yeah, that's what I did. So I went on Google search, found a GIF, saved that GIF to my computer, and then went ahead and added it as an image by uploading it from my computer. You can also try URL. Sometimes it doesn't work for me, but if you're able to get the URL of the GIF, you can try pasting. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm talking.
Oh, I thought I was like, you're not sharing your screen.
Sorry, here we go. So I clicked, let me go back. I clicked on here, add image. So again, if I were to save that and then to my computer, I could just browse here and find it on my computer. But you can also sometimes, if you right click on the GIF and get the URL, you can paste it here and see if that works. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right, right.
Another option is just to paste the URL of that GIF here. Any other questions? I'm going to, oh, you know what? I think everyone get the link to the presentation? Yeah, because you had to do the escape. I'm also going to send a follow-up email with a link to the presentation again, as well as this. I'm recording this session as well as this recorded session. And then also in this presentation on the last slide, we just put some additional resources that you all can use once you start creating your escape room. So this first one is a step-by-step tutorial of creating an escape room, and it's in presentation form. The second one is another tutorial in video form, so just two different options. This third one is an example of an escape room along with an answer key. And then this next one just is a list of different digital escape rooms and activities, so to help give you some ideas creating. And then this last one, I actually just put this one in here because someone asked for
a copy of it.
So if you click on this link, it will make a copy of the escape room that you all just experienced.
Any questions?
Good
information. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So if you guys, I know someone had another meeting. If you want to hang around and kind of start creating your template, feel free. We'll be hanging around for a little bit to help support you in doing that. Again, on Monday's session, she created one so fast. It was a short escape room, but it was great. Like what she had was great. So if you want to kind of stay around and play and get started with creating one, we'll be here. But if not, you are free to go. Our contact information is in this presentation. So if you have any questions as you're creating, please feel free to reach out to us. We will be more than happy to assist.
And then when it comes to the sign-up sheet, Zoom creates that sign-up sheet for this particular session. So you have to worry about the sign-up sheet.
Yes, I'll take attendance via.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, have a great day as well, Miss Carson, Morgan Carson.
Thank you, everyone. This was very helpful and informative. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You guys did an excellent job. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you guys rock.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Have a good one.
Same.